got the eye of the tiger, dancing through the fire.
How many of you in the room are ready to literally roar? I feel it in the atmosphere. I sense it. I believe it. And now it's up to you to own it. There are some things that has to be done, and it would not be done unless you commit to the process and literally step out and do it. Now, Katy Perry, is that her name, Katy Perry? You know, she's singing that song, and I don't know all of what she was going through, but I feel her, you know, because it sounds like somewhere in her song that she has dealt with enough frustration with somebody or something that now it has propelled her to the point of purpose to where now she is no longer frustrated, but she's focusing. Is that anybody's story in the room? Are you ready to go past your frustration and go into the realm of focus? Listen, the only one that's stopping you from doing that is you. I am standing here as a living witness to tell you that the possibilities for your life are limitless. There are no limits. There are some amazing things that are happening. And I'm glad that I'm sitting here and I'm standing here. I'm looking at people who are embracing the process. The people who are ready to move forward, past frustration, into focus. The ones who are saying, I'm no longer going to be quiet. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be angry. I would no longer sit on my gifts. I would no longer sit on my passions, on my talents, on my abilities, but I commit to move forward. I would no longer suppress. Come on, I would no longer be depressed. I would no longer shut down, and I would no longer shut up. It is time out for you to allow your past situations to shut you up. It is time for you to roar. And what do I mean when I say it's time for you to roar? It's time for you to show up authentically. If you are sitting here under the sound of my voice right now, that means that there is still yet work for you to do. There is still a demand being placed on your skills, your abilities, and your resources. So what I want to do, I want to mention 4 things quickly just to help you, because we have a lot of things going on today with our vision board party. I'm excited about that, but I want to tell you about 4 dynamic things that are going to help you roar, because you have to make some noise with your life. So 4 things. The first thing is roar. R-O-A-R. Write this down. Roar. R. You must be resilient. You must be resilient. What does that mean? You must be ready and able to bounce back in spite of setback. Resilience causes you to bounce back in spite of setback. Y'all, we're all living. Life is happening. There are going to be some things that are going to try to set you back. But the resilience in you is going to cause you to have so much power that you're going to be able to bounce right back up in the place of setback. If I pass this mic right now to every person, you would be able to literally tell me something or somebody who has tried in the past to take you out. We all have a story. But congratulations, you were built to be resilient. You were equipped. You were made. Listen, you don't have to look for a way to be. You don't have to figure out how to be. All you have to do is hone in on who you are. If you are sitting in the midst of depression and being down, it's only because you have decided to be there. No one can make that decision for you. The plan has already been established, and he has already said, I built you to last. I built you to bounce back. So being resilient. O is an opportunist. Opportunist. We hear that word oftentimes and we think about negativity. Someone who's using their manipulation in order to, tailor the circumstances, and they're just an opportunist, always trying to figure out how it's all about them and things like that. But no, I want to shift your mentality today. Because if you're going to roar, if you're going to make a sound with your life, if you're going to live out loud, you're going to have to intentionally wake up every day and look for opportunities. And tell them, listen, and if you really understand who you are, you're not going to have to look far, because they're happening to you every day. Every encounter you have in the store, every chance encounter you have with the person in the elevator. Listen, I am such an opportunist that every time I have a conversation with someone, I'm asking what is supposed to transpire as a result of our connection together. Nothing just happens. Everything is intentional, but you have to be able to embrace it and take advantage of the opportunities that are giving you. Great opportunities. You're a game changer. You have the ability to transform an environment. So every day you wake up, you should look for those opportunities. How many missed opportunities are out there as a result of nobody knowing that you were there? How many missed opportunities have occurred as a result of others not even knowing that you were there? When I talk about roaring, living out loud, you're going to have to let people know that you're in the building. So many things are happening. People who are prospering, who are successful, who are experiencing joy, who you feel like have it going on, there is no difference between them and you. They have just seized the opportunity. They've seized the moment, and they've capitalized on it. And so you're going to have to be strategic in your thought and stretch your thinking to find out, what does this mean? This interaction right here, what does this mean? And what is my response to it? So you have to be an opportunist. Then you have to be authentic. And y'all know, I love that word. You have to be authentic, undisputed, original, the one and only, unapologetically, authentically you. There's one you. And if you show up authentically, after you have embraced who you are, when you show up to a place, when you show up to a meeting, when you show up to one of those chance encounters, things happen. And why do they happen? Because that situation, that environment, that person was already waiting on you. It was already preordained and established that you were to be there in that moment. And what often happens is that because we don't know who we are, because we don't know what we're working with, because we don't know the power we have, because we don't know if I just be me, that's more than enough, then we don't have the boldness to say what we need to say, to see what we need to see. And then what happens is that moment that was an opportune moment has passed us by because we showed up as someone else. Because oftentimes, listen, there are going to be things that are going to happen that they won't happen until you get there. And I believe that we're in a season now to where we're looking for things to happen, but we're looking for it to look like what it looked like last time. So if you've not seen it before, stop sitting on it. Create it. Bring it alive. Develop it. Plan it. And put it into action. And when you do that, somebody's going to buy it. Yes. So you have to be resilient. Okay? You have to be an opportunist. You have to be authentic. And then you have to be a risk taker. Write this down. A risk taker. See, this is challenging for some of you because we teach personality assessments, and I really do hope that you do take the 5D class that we have coming up. It is going to be amazing because you need to understand and learn why you do what you do. Why do you respond the way you respond? Because some certain personality types, they don't like taking risk. And so they don't. It don't feel good. It's not comfortable. I ain't going to do it. But what I'm saying is, in order for you to roar, in order for you to live out loud, in order for you to be the game changer and make a difference, you are going to have to take some risk. And you've taken some today. So I ain't even really talking to you because y'all have done it. You guys are here today because you've taken a risk. Some of you don't even know us. Never seen us before. You didn't know what to expect. What was it going to be about? You didn't know, but you showed up anyway. Because something on the inside of you said, I am not settled here. This is no longer enough. I need to step into a place to where I can see results. So you took a risk. And I thank you for that. And I celebrate you for taking a risk on being here today. When you take a risk in life, the results may not always look favorable. Sometimes, listen, I'm just going to be real with you. Sometimes the results are going to look like, I don't know why I did that. I should not have done that. And sometimes the results are going to be so grand, it's going to be like, man, that was the best decision I ever made. It is no way you're going to get the results that you want in life, in success, in ministry, in business, whatever area you're operating in and you're trying to grow in. You would never be able to get the results if you're not willing to take a risk and do something crazy. Do something crazy. Tell me, being in a bed of ease, being in a place of comfort, how is that working for you? Doing the same thing every day, going to the same place, talking to the same people, wanting something different but doing the same thing. How is that working for you? Insanity. And sometimes we don't do it because of fear. But what I'm talking about is when you are experiencing fear of going to the next level, writing that book, joining that coaching certification, starting that, whatever you're doing, the business, whatever you're doing, I'm telling you to do what I do. Do it afraid. I'm just trying to help y'all today. There are some things that we have embarked upon within the last year that it was very challenging and it didn't feel good. It was like, I know that this is something that we should be doing, but that's kind of scary. And guess what? We did it afraid. Resilient, an opportunist, authentic, and a risk taker. When you are embracing those areas, you will begin to roar. Meaning your life will begin to be lived out loud. And some of you are already doing it. But I'm telling you, even for those of you who are already doing it, there's still more. You still need to be stretched. You still need to come out even more because there's so much that is out there for you. So I just wanted to encourage you that it's your time to roar. The environment, the atmosphere, is in need of your sound. There is a sound that you have that when you release it verbally, when you release it through your actions, when you do what you're supposed to do, that sound that resonates, it changes lives. Thank you very much.